Back again. Back again. Alright. And today it is Meme of the Week. And this is the 31st episode. So we have had quite a few now. I think this is the second that we've had on That's Life But Not As We Know It 2, due to, of course, my strikes from the FOT police at YouTube, always keeping us safe, right? Yeah, sure. And this was the 5 contenders that we had, and yep, the winner was number 5, and it's a sticker basically, but it's quite a common meme, this one, or phrase, if you like, now especially in the days of COVID. Your obedience is prolonging this nightmare. Straight fucking up. And I can see why it did indeed win. I probably would have voted it myself if I could. But yeah, it's true democracy here at Meme of the Week. The only democracy in the world, right? But of course, people just complying is most certainly prolonging the emergency measures that our governments, our corrupt governments, have brought in and placed upon us. People basically have just bent over and took it, although people like you and me refuse to comply and accept the fucking wonder job, right? And if we go to this journal from July 2020, in this paper we analyse the conditions under which even the COVID-19 pandemic will lead either to social order, which is adherence to measures put in place by authorities to control the pandemic, or to social disorder, which is resistance to such measures and the emergence of open conflict. Dun, dun, dun. Using examples from different countries, principally the United Kingdom, the United States and France. We first isolate 3 factors which determine whether people accept or reject control measures. Right, so with their analysis and computer modelling, they predict what the sheep will do under certain circumstances, and they can then work out what needs to be done right ahead of the game. Of course, it's straight up manipulation, and yeah, it's a fucking theatre. To expand on it more, nonetheless, even if the details of our analysis are necessarily provisional at this stage of events, it is clear that disorder is a complex phenomenon which requires a combination of structural, political, and interactional factors to occur. Consequently, lack of disorder might tell us not that all is bad, but it does not tell us that all is well either, nor does it allow us to be complacent. That is certainly true of the situation in the United Kingdom. Right. And that does sort of bring me nicely on to what we will discuss now in terms of what's been happening here in the United Kingdom. I'm sure everyone has seen this picture here or heard about what has happened, where this lady was arrested at a vigil that was being carried out for Sarah Everard, who was seemingly murdered by a police officer. So that's when it all kicked off. And a lot of people have said that this lady, not Sarah, Sarah is the person that seemingly got murdered. But this actor, because she has been called out as a crisis actor. I've forgotten her. Patsy, that's her name. Patsy Stevenson, I think is her name. And when I seen that, I can't believe I forgot her name, but her name is Patsy, seemingly. But when I seen that her name was Patsy, I was like, yep, that fucking says it all. And some people have said that they've seen her before, that lady with the bandage. They're saying that that's Patsy. So maybe it is. Who would know? But if you're a medic, let me know what kind of bandage you reckon this is. I recall when it happened, they said that she had a jaw injury or tooth injury, like toothache maybe. This was from one of the terrorist attacks in the UK a few years back. This lady was seemingly involved. I think another report said that it was a bandage due to an ear injury. So if you're a nurse or a doctor, let me know what you think it's treating, or if even it would be administered in such a way. It to me seems very strange. But with that said, my medical knowledge or even first aid is pretty minimal, really. It's not advanced, put it that way. So jumping back to Patsy, right? What a fucking name to have. The face of what is about to happen, whatever that is. But since I think last Saturday, it's all been heading one way, and it's to a big massive protest, a march this Saturday. Basically everywhere, especially London, against the Met Police, right? Corrupt to the fucking core, these guys. But there are a lot of blue ticks behind what is happening, and it all seems very fucking manipulated. Something smells, and it smells like a rat, right? Seemingly as well, this girl was or is a BLM supporter. That says it all, really. And she appeared out of nowhere on Twitter. These are not the right people to be leading what needs to be done, right? This is not the right time either. This is on their terms, the terms of the people that control the establishment, and they are manipulating the masses big time. This from the Met Police Federation is chilling, and the Met said, the Met Fed, colleagues are being condemned by politicians of all parties for doing what we have been asked to do by politicians on behalf of society. So that's what the Met Police Federation had to say, and this guy finds it chilling, right? And he did say, so when society decides they oppose what politicians want on their behalf, question mark. Your move, right? But of course, the police, the only thing they should be doing is arresting the fucking politicians and throwing away the key. Because the police, me, you, your dog, and everyone, politicians included, the majority of them, we are all being fucking played big time. And in terms of the march, It just feels really, I don't know, I have a feeling that there's a setup in play. This whole week has been one big fucking setup. And I never thought too much of it with me being up here in Scotland, in the woods, if you like. But I watched Met's live stream a couple of days back, and he was originally going to the march, but changed his mind and just feels a wee bit maybe that people are walking into it. It's a trap. It's like a honey trap. And like I said, a lot of blue ticks and mainstream attention has been generated and is covering the march. And that is a fucking red flag, if ever, if it's being pushed by politicians and mainstream media. Yeah, you best take it with a pinch of salt. So what I did then was have a look at March 20th, which is of course when on Saturday, and all these marches are taking place worldwide. So let's have a look at historical events on that day. The furthest back is the year 141. 6 recorded perihelion passage of Halley's Comet. I wonder what it was like when the people seen it. Did they jump for joy or run to the hills? If they even seen it, right? 1345, the fucking Black Death. It popped its head up 20th of March after Saturn, Jupiter and Mars conjunction. It was thought to be the cause of the plague epidemic. Right. 1815, Napoleon enters Paris after escape from Elba. He begins 100-day rule. Right, on the 20th of March. Recall it well. 1868, an event of interest. Jesse James, his gang, robs a bank in Russellville, Kentucky, of $14,000 fucking dollars. Right, wow. Again, 20th of March, 1917, meeting of interest. After the sinking of 3 more American merchant ships, US President Woodrow Wilson meets with Cabinet, who agree that war is inevitable. I bet they fucking did. 20th of March. 1920, first flight from London to South Africa lands. Wow. And it took, would you believe it, 1.5 months. Right. And how is that even possible? That's a bit of a, surely that's too long, right? Or was he stopping for a quick holiday here and there, right? Possibly. 1942, major German assault on Malta. That is World War II. 1943, German U-384 bombed and sinks again. 20th of March, right? Just a fucking random date. Sure. And the ones that I'm picking out are of interest, but a drop in the ocean, really. 1987, the year that I graced the planet. NASA launches Palapa B2P. Right, sure it did. What did that bring us? I wonder. More deception, I'd imagine. This one, on this day, 1991, Michael Jackson signs $65 million 6-album deal with Sony Records, right? The king of pop, Wacko fucking Jacko. And I remember a good documentary that I think stranger than fiction done. Probably now, actually, about 2 or 3 years ago. But I will link it in and you can check it out. And this video goes deep, very, very deep in terms of the deception that is carried out before us by people, I suppose, like Michael Wacko fucking Jacko, right? The conspiracy, if you like, conspiracy theories regarding Michael Jackson never ever end, right? It's a never ending story. 1991, Supreme Court rules unanimously employers can't exclude women from jobs where exposure to toxic chemicals could potentially damage fetus. Right. And yeah, you can see why they did not exclude women, right? Because that would fucking make sense, of course. Everything they seem to do never makes fucking sense. 1991, US forgives $2 billion in loans to Poland. Right, so they sacrificed the debt to Poland. But I wonder, right, at what cost? Nothing comes for free, that's for sure. On this day, 1996, again, 20th of March, UK admits humans can catch CJD, which is the mad fucking cow disease, right? So, do you believe that? Because I certainly don't. This one, 2000, Pope John Paul visits Holy Land, Jordan, Israel, Palestine. Yep, on the 20th of March. Interesting one. That one. And this one. A fucking red flag, if there ever was, right? 2003, a US-led coalition launches a ground invasion of Iraq after an ultimatum for Saddam Hussein and his sons to leave Iraq expires. Right, so the 20th of March 2003, it all goes down in Iraq and we invade them. Where would we be today without these invasions? I guess we'd be invaded by Iraq by now, right? Sure. Meeting of interest 2018. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman meets with US President Donald Trump at the White House. I wonder what that was all about. 2019, the Walt Disney Company acquires Rupert Murdoch's 21st Century Fox entertainment business for $71 billion. Right, I think this was actually 66.6 billion pounds, if I remember correctly, which, yeah, we would say it all, really. 2020, smoke from Australian bushfires killed more people than the fires. 417 versus, 33. According to new study published in Medical Journal of Australia. Right, so the smoke was a big time, seemingly a big time major killer. And yeah, the Australian fires, another interesting one, that one, which we may get into in the future. On this day, 1969, fucking John Lennon, the Beatle, marries Yoko Ono in Gibraltar, of all places. Another marriage by rocker Alice Cooper, who claims that he is not a Satanist and not satanic. Sure, 2017, David fucking Rockefeller, American CEO, Chase Manhattan Bank, and philanthropist, sure, dies at 101, March 20th, 2017. Again, just a random date. Or is it? Yeah, you can see that there is clearly a satanic connection to this date. And if we go to this document that I came across, Satanic Cult Awareness, it has basically a satanic calendar on it. And this is from 1993. And if we have a look at some of the dates, we won't get into this too much because it is horrid. It is honestly fucking horrible stuff. March 20th, Spring Vernal Equinox, Sabbat Festival, Major Fertility Sabbat. And they call it Feast Day, March 20th. Sexual orgies, animal and human sacrifice. Now, if a group of people wanted to have sexual orgies with consent, then by all means, knock yourself out, right? But animal and human sacrifice, that is a different fucking story. And it has a major satanic and occult connection, right? These dates are not just random dates. Now, I'm not saying that on Saturday something will happen. Hopefully, it will not. If I stayed closer, I would probably attend it myself to stand up against the dictatorship. But what I would say is, go there with your wits about you, right? Big time. And this song by the Supremes also came out on March 20th. And some of the lyrics I found interesting. Like, I saw my dreams torn apart. And another one here. Is it real? Is it fake? I wonder. And the song is called The Happening. And yeah, it seems all a bit set up. This whole week, like I said, starting with the arrest of the crisis actor, has been one big theatre act, basically. Right, but this is Meme of the Week. So let's get into this week's top 5. Are you ready? Good. This is number 1, and it's Usain Bolt running away or taking the lead from things like Big Pharma, vaccines, 5G, fluoride, chemicals, GMOs, and of course, pollution. But yeah, good luck trying to run away from all of them, right? We're all under attack from every angle, let's face it. Number 2, here. This is what it looks like when your politicians know that we know how corrupt they are. And yep, the fucking political houses are closed off worldwide, basically. Number 3, our society has been dumbed down and indoctrinated so bad they assume every critical thinker is a conspiracy theorist. Damn fucking straight. And number 4, the birth of Big Pharma. This is the fucking Rockefellers. I have an idea. Let's drug half the population. The next guy. I have a better idea. Let's get everyone to pay us for those drugs. The third guy, David Rockefeller. I have the best idea. Let's call it medicine. Yep. And number 5 is a lady away to get the wonder job. And the assistant says, so you understand that the job is experimental, right? And the sheep replies, yes, I don't care, as long as I can go to Benidorm. Of course, the 1 week or 2 week holiday in Benidorm is the fucking holy grail to the average sheep, right? Sure, but certainly not to me or you, the most of you, I would imagine. And that is it for this week's Meme of the Week. And I will be back again on Thursday. So as always, just put the number even that you want to win, and I will calculate the votes, and it will be true democracy in action. And next week we will have a winner, right? So thanks again to everyone who takes part and engages. Anyway, that is about it. Bye bye.